Thanks for joining me. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Make It Monday for this week. Today I'm going to do another fun fold card. It's another Diagonal Joy fold card, and this is it. And I'm using the Carousel Horses for this card. Yeah, so they're in the new catalogue. So we can flip over to my craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so this is my card that I've made. It's using the Carousel Horses that's in the annual catalogue, and I really love this set. It's a stamp and die bundle, and the bundle is $91.75, so it's on page 16, I believe, in the catalogue. Let me just check. Yes, so page 16 in the annual catalogue. It's a photopolymer set, so I really like that because you can see through the block and see what you're stamping, and it comes with, if you buy the bundle, you get 10% off, and it comes with the dies. So this was my first play with it, and I've used the Zoo Crew designer series paper for this one. The back of all those cute little characters is black and white on that paper. Very hard to glue down the cute little characters and have the black and white showing, but I did it. This one is also done in Bubble Bath, which is a new it's not an in colour, a new colour that's come into the Subtles range, and it's a really cute little colour. Yeah, and it opens like so. It's a joy fold card, diagonal joy fold. I did one a couple of weeks ago, but I did it landscape. The joy fold was landscape, so I thought I'd try it this way, portrait, for this one. It's a really cute little card, and it does stand up to display. And yeah, so this time round I'm going to use the I'll show you the Countryside Inn designer series paper. Love that paper, can't get enough of it. It's this one that's got all the blues in it, the Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Boho Blue and Balmy Blue. Love it. So I thought I'd do it in that, and just with Night of Navy cardstock, so it will look totally different this time round. I have already pre-cut things, so I've got my card base. So let's go over the card base. The card base is your standard A5 card base, scored at 10.5 centimeters, and we'll cut that diagonally in a minute. I have two pieces of designer series paper, the Countryside Inn designer series paper, and they are 10 centimeters by 14.4 centimeters. So that's that. I have another piece of Night of Navy, and it's 8 centimeters by 24 centimeters, and it's scored at 12 centimeters, and that will become our joy fold. Joy fold. So that's that one. And then I've already pre-cut some dies out, ready for the carousel. And then I've got two pieces, 7.5 centimeters by 11.5 centimeters. I've got one in basic white and one in a contrasting piece of the designer series paper. So that's what you need to get started. I don't know if you want to take a screenshot of that. So it's two pieces of the 10 by 14.4. It's two pieces of 7.5 by 11.5, but one's in basic white or vanilla if you were using paper that had vanilla as a base. So that's what we're using. Okay, so let's just pop these things to one side. Now I don't need these and my die cut pieces. I'll show you which dies I've used to cut these out when we get to them, except I can't pick them up. And I've even put a new piece of grid paper down because my other one was getting very, very tacky and gluey. So I shall bring in my trimmer. So we are going to trim from the score line, the center score line, down to the bottom right corner, and that will give us this diagonal. So let's put that in our trimmer. And before I do that, I am going to get my pick tool and just try and clean my track out, because I've got a bit of stuff in there. Oh, it's just not cooperating. Let me find my other little pick tool. I think it's a bit skinnier. This is the old one. That's better. Okay. Alright, so as I said, from the top score line to the bottom right corner. So place those 2 points in your trimmer. And you just score, you cut diagonally. And that gives you your card base. Now we are going to cut which one have I done? Oh yeah. Alright, so we're going to cut one of the designer series paper the same, diagonally from the top left to the bottom right. I did a contrasting one for my other card, whereas this time round I'm doing the contrasting one on the joy fold. Now, as far as I know, we don't need the trimmer again, but watch this space because I could be telling a lie. Okay, so let's bring in a 10 by 14.4 piece of designer series paper. Just make sure I'm still recording, yes. Okay, so I'm going to cover up the bunnies in this paper. I can do that more easily than I could with the Zoo Crew paper. That was really hard to cut up those little characters, cover up those characters. But you can always order another pack of paper. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so I'm just putting that down as my card insert. There we go. And then this piece is going to go, let me get my bone folder and score that nice. This piece is going to go here. Where's my sample card? Let's bring it in so it's not off to the side. This piece is going to go here, like so. So once again, I shall put some glue on the back. And hopefully won't have any glue spurtage. Just bring that down a little bit. Just put that on your front panel like so, and if you've got a tissue handy, an unused tissue, this is just my glue spurtage tissue. Okay, so that's your card base done, pretty much. So then we're going to bring in our joyful or our panel that's going to go like so. So we'll get rid of that, and we will get our bone folder and just score that nicely. I swear I only just changed my blade in my trimmer the other day. I must be doing a lot of work at the moment. Okay, so then we're going to get this one, 7.5 by 11.5 centimeter piece of designer series paper. We're going to put that on top like so, and then that's going to go on top like that. So we shall put our glue on the back of this. Oops. And put that on here like so. Once you've got all your panels and pieces cut out, the card comes together quite easily. It's just getting all your bits sorted, if you know what I mean. Okay, now let me show you which dies I've used in the in the die pack. Okay, so I've used this one. So on this card, I stamped like the candy pole, or whatever you call that. This time I'm just using and I cut the top of that one off, but this time I'm just going to use this pole because I think that will work. I've also cut some contrasting white pieces to pop in to the canopy of the carousel. If I can pick it up, which I can't. There we go. Okay, so they're going to go into there, and then we've got this piece that I put along the bottom here, and that cuts out with the top of the carousel canopy. So that cuts there, and that cuts there. And what else have I cut? I've cut this little one out too, so I've made that as where the horse will sit. So there's lots of little pieces, but they all come together quite nicely. I haven't played with this one yet, but this looks like a die, an edge die. So that should be nice to use too. So the first thing I'm going to do is just work out if I've got this scored properly, which I don't think I have. I've got it a bit skew width, so let me just fix that, because we can't have skew width. There we go. Well, now my paper looks skew width. Well, that's not what we want. Let me just double check that again. Oh yes, my paper's a bit skew width. We'll have to just deal with that. Can't be helped now, it's stuck down. I didn't realise that that wasn't straight on my cardstock. My cardstock wasn't scored straight. Not to worry. So I'm just going to put that little piece there. And I just want to double check. Actually, I might do it a little bit differently this time round. Yes, I shall do that. Yes, I'm going to put my carousel pole and canopy on first. So I shall get my silicone sheet. There we go. And I'm just going to put some glue like so. There we go. And that stops my grid paper getting all tacky. So I might just move that down a fraction this time round. There we go. And then I'm going to put that like so, and that along the bottom like so. And that does show that my I'll do this one first. It does show that my paper's not been put on straight because my scoring wasn't straight. Not to worry. We can live with it. I'm just going to pop that there, like that. Excuse me, I need a glass of water. Okay. And then a little bit of glue along this one. And I have no idea if this is the way it's meant to be put together, but it's the way I'm putting it together. I don't really know that much about carousels, except that they're fun. Now that is a little bit crooked and that does annoy me, but we're going to move on and not stress. Okay, now I've got two panels here for my canopy, and the easiest way I found was to put my glue in like so, and then pick up my canopy piece and pop it in like that. And pop it in like so. So that's my canopy. So I will not put this one on just yet because I want to stamp and cut my horse out. So let me get my horse. here's my, no, that's not. Get my scrap, and I shall get rid of some of this because I don't need that there. Okay, make sure that's nice and clean. So let me get my block out and my horse. So I'm using the biggest horse in this set, and he fits on the D block really nicely. And my memento and my pierce mat. There we go. So just ink that up, and I'm just going to stamp him down nice and firmly. There we go. Nice. So I'll just get my chamois. Now, you do have stamps to fill in these pieces. You could just colour them if you wanted to, but I'm going to stamp them. They are a little bit fiddly. And with photopolymer, just be careful when you take them off that you don't pull them and snap them. That can happen, and I'd hate that to happen to you. So just treat them with a little bit more care than you do with like the cling stamps. Now the easiest way I found, because this does his tail and his mane, was to lie it on top of the horse and then put your block onto it. So I'm going to do his tail and mane in boho blue, one of the new in colors, and I will bring that down here because I just want to make sure I line it up, and I don't want to bring my head in this if I can help it, so I will have to bring it right down so I can try and line it up. There we go. As I said, you can do that. You can colour that if you prefer. And I'm just going to clean that off. So it's one of those stamp sets that you do really have to sort of construct as you go. But it's lots of fun. But if you found that a little bit challenging to try and line it up, because it doesn't, I'll show you on this one, it doesn't stamp the whole tail. It's got little bits of white as well in the tail and the mane. So if you found that a bit challenging, I haven't lined it up 100%, but it will do. And this is his saddle decoration, and I thought I'd do that in Moody Mauve. Get rid of that. And once again, I'm going to have to bring it right down low to try and line it up because I can't get my head over the top. And the easiest way is to line up these dots in this part of the saddle. So just bear with me. I'll try not to bring my head in, or I'll bring it in quickly and then I'll back off. There we go. So that's our horsey. Oh no, hang on. And I'm going to do the little flowers on him in the same colour as his saddle, I think. So there's teeny tiny flowers. Yeah. And I'm just going to ink them up in the Moody Mauve. And I don't have to try and line these ones up. They're fine. I'm just putting them there just to decorate him. Cute. Love it. Okay. So this is a lovely fun fold to do if you're wanting to play with fun folds. You don't have to have a stamp set that's quite as detailed as the one I'm using tonight. Now I'm just going to jump over to my cut emboss machine. We've got a die to cut him out, and I'm going to cut him out and I'll be back in 2 seconds. There we go. So he's all cut out. Put my die back on my little die mat, and he's looking quite cute. So now I'm going to bring him back in. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. This is the decoration of the canopy. And get the backings off and put that there on the canopy like so. Might move it over a fraction. I want to center it. There we go. That's that. And then I shall put the horse on dimensionals as well. One in his belly. So I haven't played with the smaller horses in this set yet, so I look forward to doing that. There we go. With the longer pole, you can see I had a little bit more space to work with because I could bring this down, but that's okay. Now I'm going to get my Winker Stella and I'm going to just go over his tail. Just put a bit of sparkle on his tail and on his mane and on the seat of this part of the saddle and around. Just gives him a bit of a sparkle. Now let me think. Next, okay, the next thing I'm going to do is pop my insert into here. So this is where you'd write on the card for the person that you're giving it to. Just like so. And then we bring our card base back in. It's a sample card. Bring our card base back in. Whoops. And I'm just thinking, I really don't like how that's crooked down there, but I can't really do much about it at the moment. That's okay. No, I'm not going to glue that down because I don't like the crookedness of it. Doesn't really matter, let me think. Oh look, just let's go for it. So on the back I'll put my glue on the back here, but there's a tip. If you're making sure that your fold is straight before you put your designer series paper onto it, because if not, it's sad. So you bring that in and then that comes down. So that's that. And I'm going to heat emboss Enjoy the Ride, and I'll get that from this stamp set. So I shall put that onto a block, and I shall get my little heat embossing toolkit out. Do that with the embossing buddy, and then hopefully you don't get any over stamping. Okay. So let's just ink it up with Versamark, and I should have my mat underneath me, but I forgot, so that's okay. And with our tweezers, we're going to just hold it like so. Get our white embossing powder out. And sprinkle it on. That looks pretty good. So I've got that embossed, ready to be embossed. So I'll just put this back into the pot. This toolkit is so good. Best thing ever. The heat embossing toolkit. If you don't have one, you should get one. Okay. Okay, I'll leave that there. I'll just bring in my heat tool and I'll just heat this. It'll be a bit noisy. So I'll just put some music over the top while I heat emboss. So that's all nicely heat embossed in the white embossing powder. And there's that. And there's that. Slide that back in. Now I'm just going to bring in the banner punch. This is a great punch. And I'm just going to trim that down a fraction. So this was a 1/2 inch strip of cardstock. I'm just going to poke that in. Flip it over and make sure it's right up the back. And pop it off. And find my little piece. Here we go. Find my little offcut, because I like to measure and get the space approximately the same. So that's there, and I'll get my pencil and I'll mark it off like so. Then I know when I cut there with my paper snips that when we do the same on the other end, it will be about this, pretty much the same distance. Just make sure it's lined up centered. Pop it off. I was a little bit out, but not too bad. So I've got embossing powder. It's like sand. Okay, so I'll grab some dimensionals. I wonder if these are too big for this strip of cardstock. No, just the right size. So I shall put 3 on the back of this. There we go. And pull the backing off. And pop it down here. There we go. Such a cute little stamp set. Bit fiddly, but sometimes you have to go through the pain of fiddly. Now I put the large rhinestones on this one. I've only got 2 left on this pack, so I will do the medium size. Oh, I've only got 1 medium size one left. I know what I'll do. I shall put, oops, I shall put 1 large in the center here and 2 medium on either side. There we go. So that's that. And then on the inside of our carousel, I'll just clean my Versamark. There's a little tiny happy birthday. So let's just carefully pull that off. As I said, just be careful with your photopolymers. So carefully pull that off and pop it on my block. Grab my knighted navy put it in there. So there's a little bit of glue there. Get rid of that. Okay, so just ink up your little happy birthday and pop it down there. So there you go. I shall just clean that off. So that's another diagonal, what do we call it? Diagonal Joy Fun Fold card. That's it. I had to think about that for a minute. So that's in Bubble Bath. Get off. And this one's in Night of Navy with the boho blue. And we just have to ignore that I haven't got that quite straight. Just ignore that. So that's using the beautiful Carousel Horses. I'm looking forward to playing with that a lot more. You could do a lot more. So I used like the candy pole on this one, whereas I just used a whole die for the canopy. And they both look really good. This one just gives you a little bit more scope because you can put your canopy up a little bit higher if you wanted to. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just bear with me. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. I hope you enjoyed that fun fold card. Really cute little card. I love the carousels. I don't know if you've heard me say before, when Olivia, our daughter, was young, she used to call them horsey go rounds. And we couldn't, you know, if you walked past one, I remember down in Canberra, I think it was in Belconnen Mall, there was a huge merry-go-round down there, and she loved that. Got a very cute photo of her on that when she was about 4. So the Carousel Horses have a little special place in my heart because of that. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a great week. It's been a lovely weekend, so I hope the week weather-wise, it's very cool in the mornings and evenings now, but the middle of the days are beautiful. So have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday for Card and a Cuppa. Bye for now.